Oh. All right. So we'll start
Hi, my name is Kelly Ramirez, and I am playing the role of Liz in La Motochorra. I am a queer Chicana.
My name is Gia Gerardo. I play Soledad in La Motochorra.
Hi everybody, I'm Clarice. I'm the director and writer of La Motochorra.
So a little bit about my character Liz. She is working at a gas station, and she's stuck in this period of time where everything's the same, routine after routine, and then she's living in a very isolated town that is reflective of her own state.
She has been there all her life. She doesn't know anything outside of that. Very comfortable where she is, and then all of a sudden you see Soledad, my character, that rolls in a motorcycle, completely different than everybody else. She comes in, shakes everybody else's world. You know, Liz is the opposite. She's depressed. She doesn't know what she wants in life because she doesn't really know anything outside of what she's living right now. And then there comes Soledad.
So the story arc of the main character, Liz, is very much similar to me and what I've been through when I struggle with depression. It's very much about Liz's fears and also the possibility of hope.
I came across the listing on Craigslist on a time when I felt very stuck in my life. Like, I was working at a cash register and had just dropped out of school because of mental health reasons. It's a thing that we go through, right? Being queer, being brown, it's almost inevitable to go through depression. And so that was the time when I was questioning a lot of things in my life, and seeing this listing for La Motochorra, I was like, this is it. This is like for me to set my inner world a little bit free, to try acting, because that's kind of a sense of freedom, to explore different worlds, different realms, to not feel as stuck. And just like Liz, how she feels very stuck doing the same things, caught my attention, and I tried it out.
I can really connect with Soledad because she likes to be free. She doesn't like to be stuck in one place all the time, not much into routines. And she comes across as somebody who's strong, somebody who is confident, and she likes to explore. A lot of what she is in that sense also describes who I am. So I can really, really relate to that character, and I love her. I love Soledad.
I wrote La Motochorra and I'm bringing it to the screen because I want people to learn about how one way to tackle depression is, and that is opening up to another about what's happening to you mentally and possibly even physically from depression.
And I think this film is very important for folks with intersecting identities to see themselves represented in a film. Media takes a huge part in how we can kind of relate to a character and relate to stories, maybe trauma as well.
And I think it will be beneficial for audiences, especially queer audiences, to see this who are afflicted with mental health issues more often, to know that opening up and creating a dialogue with somebody they're close to is a step towards healing from depression.
I hope that my role as Liz can help other folks going through this understand that depression, mental health is a process. It is a journey, a lot of self-exploration.
La Motochorra means an opportunity for me to work in a project that will have a message to everybody, to inspire them to be more bold and to be more fearless and more free.
So we need help with making this film possible. We need money to go for equipment rental, crew members, for food and transportation.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to contribute to our project and to see more queer film arts, please donate and spread the word.
Here we go. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to FILMspiration, inspiration for everyone through the lens of filmmakers. It used to be just me, and I used to say filmmakers. My name is writer-director Edgar Ibarra, and today, a special treat, we have...
Clarice Bales, the director of La MOTOCHORRA.
Clarice, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Edgar.
Appreciate it. Clarice, so, talk to us about La MOTOCHORRA, what it is, and what we just saw.
Okay, so La MOTOCHORRA is, in essence, a short lesbian biker film. It follows the life of a young queer woman named Liz. She's lived in this old abandoned mining town her entire life, never really been outside, never really seen the world, and has kind of given up on like hope for more possibilities, hope for like a more exciting future. And then one day a stranger, Soledad, shows up on a motorcycle rolling into town in need of fuel and starts to shake things up for Liz.
Cool. How did the idea come about?
I bought my first motorcycle about 2 years ago now and learned how to ride, and got into like watching like motorcycle movies, because it was like during the winter when I bought it, or at least fall, and then it got cold, so it was not fun to ride. And so watching movies, I was like, man, like some of them were like fine, but you know, a lot were just not that great, like never that great towards like women. And like
okay.
And I identify as queer myself, and so there was definitely none of that, because they were all like 60s biker films and like the heyday of motorcycle movies.
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, that kind of stuff. And so I started just like thinking about things a little bit. I like was out of school and just had, you know, free time apart from work, and so like started thinking about like, oh, like small town in Arizona, like they'd been to Mammoth before and like a few other small towns around here. Like if you're from Arizona, you know it. There's like small town that you're nearby. And they started thinking like, oh, like Stranger Comes to Town, kind of like the Wild One with like Marlon Brando a little bit. And just started cranking out on it, and the story came to be what it is now.
So with regards to, so if I'm understanding you and if I'm hearing correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but with regards to queer filmmaking, which we don't see enough of, in my opinion, or at least it's out there and I'm not exposed to it enough, you wanted something of motorcycles, but for the ladies, right? And you know, from your angle, from your perspective on this, right?
Yeah, it's like you said, there's still not, to this day, a lot of queer films out there. I mean, there's a lot of like, especially independent stuff, but to the point where like distribution's not there, like production value like isn't there. Like you can do a lot with like no budget, like a lot of people offering in-kind services, but like the word still doesn't get around. Like nobody can like approach a theater and be like, hey, like can we like show this like film that we made? Or at least to my knowledge, it hasn't been done. And I know short films, you know, don't get like, you're not gonna like be at a theater like box office success, but it's like a step, especially having it like on Vimeo or things like that after like a festival run, just like getting out there and supporting. Like there's a lot of like queer people working on this project as well, and just like supporting films and like, you know, like their baby versions, like helps progress.
Would you, so this is a short film, right, that you guys are producing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So talk to us about what we just saw, because we like to start the shows or the podcast whenever we can with some images rolling. So what was that we just got to take a look at, and then we'll eventually go back to. Fausto, sorry to cut you off, please. Fausto, any comments, questions, concerns?
Yeah. Elizabeth Green says, this is fantastic. I struggled with major depression for years. It's fantastic that this is coming more to the forefront, to normalize and to encourage those still feeling alone in their struggle.
Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Alfonso Saúl says, great job on the pitch.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And Gia Gerardo says, hi Clarice, I'm so proud to be in this film. Thank you, Edgar.
You're welcome. Hi, Gia.
Hi, Gia.
And then Alanis Fernando says, bring them on camera. I don't know if he's talking about the motorcycles or what is Alanis referring to, but Bring them on camera.
Alanis, Fernando. So what had we watched? What did we open the podcast with? And then we'll eventually go back to it.
Yeah, so we opened the podcast with our Indiegogo crowdfunding trailer with me, Kelly, who's playing Liz, and Gia. And it's, I mean, y'all know what a crowdfunding trailer is, so I'm not going to explain that, but it's going more into depth about our project in terms of the themes that La MOTOCHORRA talks about. And like you mentioned, Elizabeth, it is very much about bringing awareness to depression, not necessarily to a audience, not to like the viewers of the film once it's done, but it's more like to yourself and to like people who you know, like personally bringing awareness, like addressing it yourself. Be like, like in the video, as you all saw, like I talked about like how I've dealt with it. Kelly talked about how like she's dealt with it, and it's like a process, and it's not something that you can go through alone. I mean, people do, and it's hard, and it's sometimes even harder to think about talking about it with other people. But that's what La MOTOCHORRA is about. Like Liz is depressed, like she needs somebody to at least like state her fears to and like get a little boost of support from.
And I think a lot of people are going to connect to it on many different levels, and definitely the depression level. Especially in this day and age, with regards to, you know, I don't know what percentage of the country prescription drugs and this and that, and as if you know, or as to deal with depression, anxiety, and things like that. So, do you want to go back to the promo trailer? Or the concept trailer of the movie that you're trying to make, La MOTOCHORRA.
Yeah, so it's kind of a call to action, like apart from, like, sorry, I'm just like trying to think of the words.
It's okay.
It's about like finding, like opening up very much, going back to like the story a little bit that we talk about in the trailer. Like, it's about Liz starting to confront her fears and voicing them out loud and being like, I want to take a step forward and like tackle this. And through the plot of the story, she gets help. You know, no spoilers. But we are raising for our for production. We're slated to begin in December, mid-December. We're going to be down in Bisbee, shooting in Bisbee, and a little bit in Tombstone. The gas station still that you saw in the video is in Tombstone. So yeah, we're fundraising right now.
So let's go back to the concept trailer, explaining a little bit more about the concept, and then afterwards let's come back. Let's talk about how much you're trying to raise. I saw a great pie chart that you guys have on the crowdfunding page. I thought that was really interesting because I'd never seen a pie chart like that with the breakdown, so I think that's really neat. So without further ado, what do we have?
La MOTOCHORRA.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Kelly Ramirez, and I am playing the role of Liz in La MOTOCHORRA. I am a queer Chicana.
My name is Gia Gerardo. I play Soledad in La MOTOCHORRA.
Hi everybody, I'm Clarice. I'm the director and writer of La MOTOCHORRA.
So a little bit about my character Liz. She is working at a gas station, and she's stuck in this period of time where everything's the same, routine after routine, and then she's living in a very isolated town that is reflective of her own state.
She has been there all her life. She doesn't know anything outside of that. Very comfortable where she is, and then all of a sudden you see Soledad, my character, that rolls in a motorcycle, completely different than everybody else. She comes in, shakes everybody else's world. You know, Liz is the opposite. She's depressed. She doesn't know what she wants in life because she doesn't really know anything outside of what she's living right now. And then there comes Soledad.
So the story arc of the main character, Liz, is very much similar to me and what I've been through when I struggle with depression. It's very much about Liz's fears and also the possibility of hope.
I came across the listing on Craigslist on a time when I felt very stuck in my life. Like I was working at a cash register and had just dropped out of school because of mental health reasons. It's a thing that we go through, right? Being queer, being brown, it's almost inevitable to go through depression. And so that was a time when I was questioning a lot of things in my life, and seeing this listing for La MOTOCHORRA, I was like, this is it. This is like for me to set my inner world a little bit free, to try acting, because that's kind of a sense of freedom, to explore different worlds, different realms, to not feel as stuck. And just like Liz, how she feels very stuck doing the same things, caught my attention, and I tried it out.
I can really connect with Soledad because she likes to be free. She doesn't like to be stuck in one place all the time, not much into routines. And she comes across as somebody who's strong, somebody who is confident, and she likes to explore. A lot of what she is in that sense also describes who I am. So I can really, really relate to that character, and I love her. I love Soledad.
I wrote La MOTOCHORRA, and I'm bringing it to the screen because I want people to learn about how one way to tackle depression is, and that is opening up to another about what's happening to you mentally and possibly even physically from depression.
And I think this film is very important for folks with intersecting identities to see themselves represented in a film. Media takes a huge part in how we can kind of relate to a character and relate to stories, maybe trauma as well.
And I think it will be beneficial for audiences, especially queer audiences, to see this, who are afflicted with mental health issues more often, to know that opening up and creating a dialogue with somebody they're close to is a step towards healing from depression.
I hope that my role as Liz can help other folks going through this understand that depression, mental health is a process. It is a journey, a lot of self-exploration.
La MOTOCHORRA means an opportunity for me to work in a project that will have a message to everybody, to inspire them to be more bold and to be more fearless and more free.
So we need help with making this film possible. We need money to go for equipment rental, crew members, for food and transportation.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to contribute to our project and to see more queer film arts, please donate and spread the word.
Fausto's over there. Again, that was the concept trailer or explainer video to La MOTOCHORRA. Fausto, we had some questions, right?
Yes, Maria Slava says, the depression part I can relate, now I want to see this film. And then he asks, what does the title mean?
Okay, so the title. So for everyone, what does the title mean? La MOTOCHORRA.
Yeah, so first, I know there's a bit of a lag, but has anybody heard of the band Cumbia Queers? If you haven't, or if you have, there's a song that they have called MOTOCHORRA. And the song basically is about the singer, or whoever the singer is like impersonating or like being, falls in love with this woman on a motorcycle, and the woman on the motorcycle like steals her heart. So that's kind of what it means, like thief on a motorcycle, a little bit. And I'm not gonna say anything about how that relates to Liz and Soledad, but I'm sure y'all can kind of guess.
That's awesome.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And Mario, so another part of your comment was now you want to see the movie. That's exactly why we're here, brother, and you know it. Mario's an aspiring filmmaker. He's going to be making films also coming up pretty soon. So you guys, if you want to help Clarice and company see this through and just get it going, We have a link for you guys. It's up right now in the body of the post. If you guys want to click right there, that'll take you on straight on over to the Indiegogo page. So Clarice, talk to us about, you know, how much you guys are going for, where the funds go to.
Yeah, so we have a budget of 11,000. Funds are mainly going towards paying crew members, and equipment rental, and then we're also going to be down in Bisbee while we're shooting. Doesn't seem like a long trip from Tucson, Bisbee, but after like a good like 10-12 hour day, you don't want to drive home, and I don't want anybody like crashing their car.
Hotels.
Yeah.
Hotels, okay.
Yeah, so hotels, food, of course, we gotta feed everybody, and like I don't want anybody getting grouchy because they're hungry. So and then of course post-production fees, so like paying for like color correction, for a sound mix, things like that, and then a little bit later on festival fees, because they do cost money. So yeah, it's a lot of you all are filmmakers. You are too, Edgar. You are too, Fausto. It's, you can like do a lot of stuff in kind, but some things like you just
Film is not an easy game, but actually, and we have the participation of Mr. Knives Monroe. Knives, what's up, brother? Thank you for jumping aboard. And actually, Knives said something that was highly inspirational to me, because it's so damn true. One of the best resources, if not your best resource, is resourcefulness. You know what I mean? And so guess what? As independent filmmakers, we can make a lot of stuff happen, especially with resourcefulness, in my opinion. So with regards to resourcefulness, Clarice, how do you see that playing a role in La MOTOCHORRA? Maybe sets, or you know, making things come together, maybe somebody making food at home to cut down on costs, or what do you see going on with resourcefulness?
I see, and we already have some of this. We have a lot of support from the folks down at Bisbee Pride. We've been in touch with them since the beginning of pre-production, like just being like, hey, we're going to be filming like this like queer film down in Bisbee, and they've really come together and helped us a lot. Be like, hey, like we know some people who have like Airbnbs.
Oh, cool.
You know, if you need like an air mattress or any like sort of production help, just give like a holler on like our Facebook page, and people will be willing to help out. So it's a lot of help with people who are like just want to see things that like they can personally relate to, or like they know, like all filmmakers know that it's not necessarily a struggle, but it's like hard. Like you can't do it by yourself. It's like very much like a group.
A group
collaboration.
Effort.
So
it definitely is. You know, I Fausto had, it took him a few years to crack me of the thought that, you know what, you can do a lot, and I personally think it's important to be able to do a lot, because it's definitely helped in our productions. But it took a while to get through my thick head that you can't do everything, and that's where you reach out to people, and you'd be surprised at how your community will come together and say, yeah, I can lend you this location, or I can give you this, or I can help you out this other way, and whatnot. So resourcefulness is basically a big part of it, or at least in our filmmaking, right, Fausto?
Yep.
Yeah. Comments, questions, concerns?
Mario Sal says, I see your funds for your movie will come fast full by first week of December. Big old smile.
thank you.
That was a good prediction. Thank you. Thank you, Mario.
Bo Phillips just joined.
Bo came out to our casting call last week.
This weekend.
Yeah, just this past weekend. Beto, hello. Beto, another TV person, or former TV person, very highly skilled in a lot of different ways. So yeah, so you guys, so after the crowdfunding is over, you guys are slated to start shooting when?
December 16th through the 19th down in Bisbee.
Cool. And it'll be mainly in Bisbee.
Mainly in Bisbee, yeah. One scene takes place in Tombstone.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys already thought, or maybe I don't know if you can speak to this, Clarice, have you already thought about what comes after you have the short film in your hands and ready to go? Are we talking film festivals, or what do you have planned, or what would you like to see happen?
Yeah, so mainly festival circuit. That's what the goal was, what I had when I was like writing this, and then this year when I was like really getting to pre-production that I like a lot of the people who are working on this, like in terms of crew, are like filmmakers themselves, and like, you know, you just want to like get the word out there about like who you are, like the work that you can do. Like I can make like great work, and like festivals are great for that. And also, so festivals first, and also we're gonna be showing at Bisbee Pride, so hopefully we can make some more arrangements with other Pride festivals like Tucson. I don't know about like other states, but we'll see, to have screenings there when they have their Pride festivals. And then also, because people donate to crowdfunding, later on after the festival circuit's completed, having it up on Vimeo for the public to see. Yeah.
Can we talk about perks and goodies?
Perks and goodies.
Perks and goodies. So if you donate to La MOTOCHORRA, what happens?
Yeah, so can't remember exact prices, but the first donation, the smallest amount, I think it's like $5. We thank you on Facebook, and that's of course if you make a visible contribution. If you choose to remain anonymous, we don't. And then we also have some cute little buttons that the producer Candace made for us, so you can put them on your jackets, your shirts, backpacks. We also have postcards that my friend Haley made. So, you know, writing when you're on the road always helps. My friend Gabby Montoya, whose band Juju Fontaine plays around town, you may have seen them or I guess heard them. She's doing the soundtrack, so the soundtrack will be available once that's completed.
Awesome.
A little bit later in post-production, so that's also a perk. And then a friend of mine, Ben Mackey, made the poster, which is 11x17 black and white poster. It's really awesome. So, yeah.
Maybe autographs, because I'd ask you for an autograph.
Yeah, well, we can do autographs, but one of the other perks is a signed script from the from
that's a
me
neat
and
idea. I never thought about
the cast. And also, I'd like to say, if you don't know this already, everybody, Fausto is in the film too. I know you can't see him right now, but he's playing Rob, who's his father.
We'll get Fausto in here with a little, a fun little update to this past weekend. So let's go back to La Moto. Oh, I'm sorry, Fausto. Go ahead.
I had a question myself. Clarice, for the people who don't know you out there, can you tell a little bit about your background in filmmaking?
Yes.
Yeah.
How you started and where you want to go?
So it was weird. I got into watching more movies in high school, and I did some internships from my photography teacher my last year of high school, and some other filmmakers that were in Tucson. And then I went on to go to NAU and got a degree in film there, and then came back and just met with but got to know a lot of people in the filmmaking community here in Tucson. Not a lot, but enough where they're like, oh, I know this person, this person, da da da.
Oh, that's Tucson film. That's Tucson film.
So it's kind of grown that. I've mainly worked on documentaries. A lot of the stuff that I've worked on is still in production right now, but I've mainly had a background in being a B camera operator and also a sound production mixer. So
is this the first time you're directing?
Yeah,
really?
Outside of school, yes, which is very different. But
you know what though? But you're going to do great, and just see it through, because there's nothing as exciting as being out there as the director behind the camera for the first time. And you also wrote this?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Awesome. What shall we go back to?
I guess just a little bit more towards the campaign. Your donations are very much welcome, but it's more about getting the word out there to everybody. So as all of you are willing to share this, share our Indiegogo link. We also have a Facebook page and a new Instagram page too. Please just share it with people you know. That always helps, because we can't always just give money away, so sharing's the most important
even
thing.
a share counts for a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because if you really can't give money, then even a share can lead to somebody else who maybe can.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the concept video of La MOTOCHORRA.
Hi, my name is Kelly Celeste Ramirez, and I am playing the role of Liz in La MOTOCHORRA. I am a queer Chicana.
My name is Gia Gerardo. I play Soledad in La MOTOCHORRA.
Hi everybody, I'm Clarice. I'm the director and writer of La MOTOCHORRA.
So a little bit about my character Liz. She is working at a gas station and she's stuck in this period of time where everything's the same, routine after routine, and then she's living in a very isolated town that is reflective of her own state.
She has been there all her life. She doesn't know anything outside of that. Very comfortable where she is, and then all of a sudden you see Soledad, my character, that rolls in a motorcycle, completely different than everybody else. She comes in, shakes everybody else's world. You know, Liz is the opposite. She's depressed. She doesn't know what she wants in life because she doesn't really know anything outside of what she's living right now. And then there comes Soledad.
So the story arc of the main character, Liz, is very much similar to me and what I've been through when I struggle with depression. It's very much about Liz's fears and also the possibility of hope.
I came across the listing on Craigslist on a time when I felt very stuck in my life. Like I was working at a cash register and had just dropped out of school because of mental health reasons. It's a thing that we go through, right? Being queer, being brown, it's almost inevitable to go through depression. And so that was a time when I was questioning a lot of things in my life, and seeing this listing for La MOTOCHORRA, I was like, this is it. This is like for me to set my inner world a little bit free, to try acting, because that's kind of a sense of freedom, to explore different worlds, different realms, to not feel as stuck. And just like Liz, how she feels very stuck doing the same things, caught my attention, and I tried it out.
I can really connect with Soledad because she likes to be free. She doesn't like to be stuck in one place all the time. Not much into routines. And she comes across as somebody who's strong, somebody who is confident, and she likes to explore. A lot of what she is in that sense also describes who I am. So I can really, really relate to that character, and I love her. I love Soledad.
I wrote La MOTOCHORRA and I'm bringing it to the screen because I want people to learn about how one way to tackle depression is, and that is opening up to another about what's happening to you mentally and possibly even physically from depression.
And I think this film is very important for folks with intersecting identities to see themselves represented in a film. Media takes a huge part in how we can kind of relate to a character and relate to stories, maybe trauma as well.
And I think it will be beneficial for audiences, especially queer audiences, to see this, who are afflicted with mental health issues more often, to know that opening up and creating a dialogue with somebody they're close to is a step towards healing from depression.
I hope that my role as Liz can help other folks going through this understand that depression, mental health is a process. It is a journey, a lot of self-exploration.
La MOTOCHORRA means an opportunity for me to work in a project that will have a message to everybody, to inspire them to be more bold and to be more fearless and more free.
So we need help with making this film possible. We need money to go for equipment rental, crew members, for food and transportation.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to contribute to our project and to see more queer film arts, please donate and spread the word.
All right, back to us, Clarice. I'm sorry, Fausto. Yes, we have a comment and a question.
Well, we want to say hi to Alexis Elias for joining, Kelly Hutchison, and Margot Barrera just joined us.
What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? Thank you for jumping aboard.
Christopher Prado says, Clarice, I think that you're doing what you're doing is beautiful, And you have some serious talent with Fausto and Gia. They are class personified. Be amazing.
Oh, thanks, Christopher.
I agree, Christopher.
Yeah. Yeah, they are both very great, and Edgar helped me introduce them.
Yeah, we didn't know each other before, and you just reached out. So Clarice reached out to me, and she's like, "Hey, so I understand, you know, you're a filmmaker, you know," and I'm like, "Gia and Fausto, best of the best in Southern Arizona,
Yeah.
all for you." And then there you go, and then you guys hooked up, and then did your thing down in Bisbee when I met you finally,
Yeah.
right, for the first time in Bisbee by accident. It was a chance meeting actually that weekend. That's the weekend I was saying. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Tangents. But Clarice, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to y'all about, not so much about this project specifically, but why it and other like queer films are needed and important. We just still don't have, like, you go to the movie theater, you're not gonna see a film that's like main character or like several main characters are like specifically about like people who identify as like LGBT on the spectrum or identify as queer. I like the last movie that I saw in theaters that was like a new release was Moonlight, and then also The Handmaiden.
Yeah.
And like the Moonlight won like best picture.
1.5 million. I mean, that's an indie film all the way.
And like first film ever. Like I don't keep a lot with the Oscars, but like I'm assuming first film about like a gay black man to ever win an Oscar.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we've made a lot of progress. Like,
But there's still a lot more to be made
Yeah.
to bring the filmmaking to the forefront. Correct?
yeah, and like even in our crowdfunding video, Kelly mentions it that media is very important, and it's how you like relate to stories,
Yeah.
and how you relate to characters, and how you see yourself in the world. Maybe not yourself exactly, of course, but like a part of yourself, part of your personality. And for a lot of people who don't identify as straight, like that's not here. I mean, yeah, maybe in some TV shows, but still, like, off to secondary characters, a lot of, like, queer characters die or, like, are killed off in TV shows and movies, and thinking about that as, like, a viewer, you're like, wow, what does that say about, like, how the world, like, views me and, like, people who are, like, similar to me and people who I care about. Like, it shows that nobody cares, like, about us and like our issues and us as humans.
So you know what? If no one else is out there, not no one else, but I mean at least in the big time in Hollywood and whatnot, if those stories aren't being told, guess what? Congratulations to you, your cast, and your crew for starting at the grassroots and telling the stories. Because the thing I'm always telling Fausto is, you know what? I'm really not expecting Hollywood to come on over and tell U.S. Latino stories. So guess what? We're doing it. Fausto, we got some questions, correct?
Yeah, Gia says thank you. Rachel Goddard says hello. Beto Goodlow says congratulations to Clarice and all the people involved in MOTOCHORRA. Also to you guys for this invaluable information and for sharing it. Jaime Cordova says, Clarice, kudos to you tackling a difficult subject as depression. What has been the most difficult part in regards to writing the script? Again, congratulations to you.
Yeah,
Big
thanks.
question.
Thanks, Jaime. Honestly, I think the biggest part writing the script and like moving along into like pre-production and getting to the point of production has been depression, honestly. Like, and also been like, you know, like being a writer where you're like, oh man, like this is like crap. Like, might as well just like stop now. And like those days when you're like sitting there or like waking up and you're like, oh man, I don't even feel like doing the dishes. And I like doing the dishes, oddly enough, but that was like the biggest challenge, is being like, is this even worth doing? Like, can I like personally even do this?
I think you can.
Yeah, thank you.
I think so.
It took a lot of energy, and it sounds like a long time, like 2 years, but it hasn't felt like a long time at all. I say that, like finally getting like older, whatever that means. But it's definitely been more like how I've been dealing with my depression is just like should I even keep going with this script? Like at first I didn't really have like a lot of people read it. I had like maybe 2 people read it. And like they always gave like positive feedback as well as like critical feedback, which is necessary. I don't want somebody like telling me like, oh yeah, it's fine. But
I got a question for you with regards to that. And sorry to cut you off, but here's the question that I have. If and I go through the same thing, like, oh, I'll crumble stuff up, I'll just hit delete. This is crap, or this sucks, or it could be better and whatnot. But then I think, and I've had times in my life where I've given up on filmmaking. But here's the real question for you, Clarice, for yourself to answer for yourself, for you filmmakers out there to answer for yourselves, or share if you'd like. But the more important question is, if you gave it up, could you be happy giving it up?
No.
Exactly. So when you're, a lot of times us artists type, the filmmakers in this case, we're filmmakers, you don't feel complete, or you don't feel satisfied or fulfilled unless you're working on that thing you want to work on, which is why I throw that question out there. Fausto.
From Velasco Joint, Rachel says, I cannot wait to see this film. This is a great idea. Gia says, Clarice makes some bomb bread. And she does.
Yeah, we went down to Bisbee to like show like Fausto and Kelly and Gia the locations. I made us like sandwiches, and I made my own bread. So
You actually make your own bread? Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Really?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to do a Filmspiration just for that.
Yeah, we can have a baking episode.
That does tie into filmmaking, because I mean, imagine if you made a bunch of sandwiches, and how could that help your budget? Like immensely. Fausto, any questions? Rachel or Fausto?
Yeah, Rachel says, nope, I wouldn't be very happy regarding, if you don't make your films, and not writing and filmmaking.
She wouldn't be happy if she's not writing and filmmaking.
Yeah.
True. You gotta do what's in here. And that's I think, at least I could say for myself, that's a very personal journey that we all have to take and decide, okay, do I move forward and continue despite all of the uphill obstacles? And there will be nothing but uphill obstacles. Coffee's getting to me. But, okay, now, if we could, Clarice, let's go ahead and switch you out, and we will get Fausto in here. We have a great little announcement with regards to how the casting call went for our feature film coming up called All We Have, and and then we'll definitely come back to you, because we want to. Oh, you want to come on back?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So here's Fausto, everyone. Woo! Fausto's a regular. He's like Oprah, and I'm the camera operator.
Yeah.
So Fausto, how did the and sorry, I didn't mean to kick you out, because I actually like the idea of you staying here. How did what happened last weekend, Fausto? How did it go?
Well, we had our first auditions held Saturday and Sunday, and we had a great turnaround. Saturday we had 23 people come in. Sunday we had 21 people come in. So and we had a lot of talented people come in. We had people from Phoenix, Nogales, from Tucson, and Gerardo is from
Coolidge. The Coolidge
he came in from there. So we had people from all over the state of Arizona interested in our film. So that was really awesome to see, and a lot of great talent to choose from.
And here, let's come back to us. You guys, everyone who did come out, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy, your dedication. Eastern Arizona, Wilcox, was it, Fausto? And then Phoenix also. To all you Tucson people.
5 people from Phoenix came down. 5.
Oh my God. You guys, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to us that it would mean that much to you. And trust me, we are out to make and tell the best story possible with everyone who'd be willing to be aboard, and with all the resources and whatnot. So let's go ahead and go back to a little bit of the video, As Fausto was saying, this was a casting call from this past weekend. 2 hardcore days. In all honesty, I did not expect to have this many people out. I expected maybe 10, 15 people. And it ended up being, what was it, Fausto? 23 the first day?
Yeah.
And 21 the second day.
44 total.
44 total on Saturday and Sunday. That is way more than I could have ever asked for, which is why I'm deeply touched, everyone. And so thank you so much for coming out. Again, these are a lot of stills taken by Mr. Alfonso Salun Casaus. And also, I believe David also took a bunch of photos. That's my niece, Jasmine, who helped out along with my wife manning the front desk at the YMCA. Thank you to the YMCA for, there's Maribel. Thank you to the YMCA for hosting us very, very last minute for reasons that were out of our control. And then the library right there also. But you guys, thank you so much. And just that. And what's that, folks?
Jaime says to your bread thing that he says, I make some awesome salsa. So, also, Gia said it was fun. It was like an actor-friend reunion this past weekend at the auditions. Everybody knew each other. And you can see with the pictures, they're all hanging out in the lobby, having a good time. Kind of made me jealous I wasn't there.
You know, yeah, because you are the social butterfly, and so it would make more sense that you're usually outside with all the people in the lobby.
And like Rachel says, wow, yeah, that was a lot of people.
No, Rachel.
A lot of walk-ins.
44, Rachel. 44, not 41, of which you are a part of. Thank you so much for coming on out.
And Mario says, did I get the part for microphone holder number 3?
No, number 3.
Maybe.
Christopher, what does Christopher say, Fausto?
He says, if you do the math, I may have nailed it.
Maybe so.
We'll let you know soon.
Cool, Fausto. Any final words with regards to what comes next in this part of the pre-production process for the feature film? All we have.
Well, now we're gonna sit down. We're gonna watch everybody's performance again, dissect it, start assigning your performances to the characters that best fit the story. Like I said, we had 29 characters, 44 showed up, so it's gonna be hard saying no to some of you that came out, but don't give up. Keep going to auditions. Yep. The right role will come by. You know, I go to auditions all the time, and I don't get all the roles, trust me. And so it doesn't feel good that you don't get a role, but it feels great when you do. So just keep knocking on doors, guys.
And folks, let's come back to us. With regards to that, one thing that I really do like to emphasize is that overall, every single decision that we're making at this point, Fausto, is all for the good, and I think most importantly, for the good of the story. Because I may have one idea, but then Fausto says, well, what if this other idea fits for the story? So it's all about the good of the story, because the story has to be center. You know, whether it was caveman around a fire, or the Egyptians and the hieroglyphs, or literature, or the internet, or whatever it may be, it's all about communication and how you best communicate that story. So drastically important. So the power of story and tending to that power and the effectiveness of that story is what we're focusing on right now. So that's where we're at. And we will keep you tuned in. So let's go back to La Motochorra. Clarice, so what are we about to see here for those who have just tuned in right now?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the crowdfunding video again.
Okay.
And we can talk a little bit more about the project itself and what we need.
Cool. And you guys, the link, if you say, you know what, I need to donate to La Motochorra, the link is already embedded in the body of the post. So you guys just go ahead and click on that, and it'll take you to exactly where you need to go. Anything and everything you can give will be greatly appreciated. No donation is too small or too big, I'm sure.
And I want to throw in something really quick. As I was reading all the perks if you get to donate, that was so awesome of you to, you know, because you were saying like the different motorcycles. Oh, yeah. So like each step is a motorcycle, and then she kind of gives it like a little description of how you're doing riding a motorcycle. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, I like that.
That's a cool way. That's a cool way to kind of
very creative.
Yeah, you start with a little baby like motorcycle, and the motorcycles we're using in the movie are 2 Hondas. They're my bikes. And I kind of like grew to like love them a lot. So they're all modeled off of like larger, like smaller size Hondas throughout the years. Yeah.
Without any further ado, everyone, La Motochorra, the concept video.
Hi, my name is Clarice Ramirez, and I am playing the role of Liz in La MOTOCHORRA. I am a queer Chicana.
My name is Gia Gerardo. I play Soledad in La MOTOCHORRA.
Hi everybody, I'm Clarice. I'm the director and writer of La MOTOCHORRA.
So a little bit about my character Liz. She is working at a gas station and she's stuck in this period of time where everything's the same, routine after routine, and then she's living in a very isolated town that is reflective of her own state.
She has been there all her life. She doesn't know anything outside of that. Very comfortable where she is, and then all of a sudden you see Soledad, my character, that rolls in a motorcycle completely different than everybody else. She comes in, shakes everybody else's world. You know, Liz is the opposite. She's depressed. She doesn't know what she wants in life because she doesn't really know anything outside of what she's living right now. And then there comes Soledad.
So the story arc of the main character, Liz, is very much similar to me and what I've been through when I struggle with depression. It's very much about Liz's fears and also the possibility of hope.
I came across the listing on Craigslist on a time when I felt very stuck in my life. Like I was working at a cash register and had just dropped out of school because of mental health reasons. It's a thing that we go through, right? Being queer, being brown, it's almost inevitable to go through depression. And so that was a time when I was questioning a lot of things in my life, and seeing this listing for La MOTOCHORRA, I was like, this is it. This is like for me to set my inner world a little bit free, to try acting, because that's kind of a sense of freedom, to explore different worlds, different realms, to not feel as stuck. And just like Liz, how she feels very stuck doing the same things, caught my attention, and I tried it out.
I can really connect with Soledad because she likes to be free. She doesn't like to be stuck in one place all the time. Not much into routines. And she comes across as somebody who's strong, somebody who is confident, and she likes to explore. A lot of what she is in that sense also describes who I am. So I can really, really relate to that character, and I love her. I love Soledad.
I wrote La MOTOCHORRA and I'm bringing it to the screen because I want people to learn about how one way to tackle depression is, and that is opening up to another about what's happening to you mentally and possibly even physically from depression.
And I think this film is very important for folks with intersecting identities to see themselves represented in a film. Media takes a huge part in how we can kind of relate to a character and relate to stories, maybe trauma as well.
And I think it will be beneficial for audiences, especially queer audiences, to see this, who are afflicted with mental health issues more often, to know that opening up and creating a dialogue with somebody they're close to is a step towards healing from depression.
I hope that my role as Liz can help other folks going through this understand that depression, mental health is a process. It is a journey, a lot of self-exploration.
La MOTOCHORRA means an opportunity for me to work in a project that will have a message to everybody, to inspire them to be more bold and to be more fearless and more free.
So we need help with making this film possible. We need money to go for equipment rental, crew members, for food and transportation.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to contribute to our project and to see more queer film arts, please donate and spread the word.
All right, Clarice. Oh, I'm sorry, Fausto. People, yeah.
We want to say hi to Whitney Clark for joining, Maribel Ibarra.
Hi, Whitney. Hi, Maribel.
Matthew Schwartz, Robert Linden. Hey, Robert. Doing the LA thing out there. We have a couple comments. Rachel says, when I have money, she'll donate. Thank you, Rachel.
But Claire, so
Yeah.
even if somebody doesn't have money, right?
Yeah, like even if you don't have it, you've got your own obligations, like please just share it too. That's honestly like even better, just because like the more people know about it, the more chances you are to find people who like can do it. So
Even a share is human currency.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say. Fausto?
Gia says she's hooked. Fun to ride. So she's really hooked on it. She was telling me she wants to buy a bike now.
yeah, we've been doing lessons and she got it down well. Like we've only done it twice, but we're getting there, and soon she's gonna be on the bigger bike. So
I'll tell you my story after the podcast about me and the second or third time I've been on a motorcycle. It's fun. It's a nice story. It actually ties into our production coming up.
Or Rachel says she'll do both. She'll share it and also
Nice.
donate.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
She says bravo as well.
oh, thanks.
Fausto?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So Clarice, closing comments, remarks, thoughts, etc.
Just thank you everybody who tuned in to watch this, and also to the people who have been like helping on this project. Thank you guys. It's just nice, and it's like encouraging for all of us and for me to hear that like y'all want us to do this and
Yeah.
we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So thank you. And if anybody's interested in like helping out in any other ways, feel free to contact me on the Facebook page or anything, and we'll try and work something out.
And we'll put afterwards. I'll get your Facebook page, your contact information you want to put out there, so that way we can drop it into the body of the description of this post.
Yeah.
Most importantly, you guys, the link to that Indiegogo is right in the body of the post right now. Please, 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 whatever you can give would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're supporting grassroots indie filmmakers, not the indie filmmakers that say, well, we only had $4 million to work with, poor us. No, we're like, you know what kind of filmmaking we're doing, so anything would be greatly appreciated, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Clarice?
Yeah. Keep supporting you local filmmakers. I mean, we're a bunch of us, but we're making the real true stories that nobody else is doing. So anything you could contribute, that's great. And then not, that's okay too. Just share it.
Yeah.
And just to go back very, very, very quickly to casting call. This was our casting call from this past weekend. Thank you to absolutely everyone who came out. Now at this point, or at this stage in the game, we are going to, Fausto and myself are going to sit down and make some decisions that are best for the story and the production as a whole for our feature film, All We Have. So thank you very much for everyone who came out this past weekend, both days, way more than I ever expected. I am very touched. And closing words, anything else you'd like to add?
Just nothing really. Thank you, Tucson, for being awesome. Everybody that I've met here when I moved back from Flagstaff has been great and helpful to me in so many ways. So thank you, and yeah, please check out the Indiegogo campaign. Share, donate if you can. Just thank you so much, and thank you, Fausto and Edgar, for having me.
Thank you for coming and just sharing your vision and really letting us help you get it out there and just helping people to understand, you know, what it is that you're trying to make, and because we want to see you make. We want to see your independent voice come together and take off with regard to your vision.
Yeah.
And we have last minute show ups. Gabi Figueroa, Shui Santillan are watching. And one last comment. Bonnie Dickinson says, looks great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. You guys, this is the point in the show where I go off on my little tangent. Although I'm really good at that, us these two. My little tangent with regards to FILMspiration. It's the name of the show. Inspiration's in there with regards to film. You don't have to be a filmmaker to take away an inspiration. Whatever it is that you guys do, filmmaking or not, just go out and do it. You know, don't listen to people and you can't do this and you shouldn't do that or all the obstacles. Just go out and do it. Run out and do it. Run out and do whatever is in your heart. Whatever inspires you, in this case film for us, but whatever it is that you do, whatever everything is, do it. Just do it. Yes, thank you very much. This has been...
Pleasure. Thank you. I'm Clarice. I'm the director and writer of La MOTOCHORRA.
Fausto Renteria, actor, producer.
And I'm writer director Edgar Ibarra. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you guys later. And I don't know.